This is the Iron Trader, and this is Midday Trading. Today we're going to take a look here at natural gas, and we'll take a little peek here and see what's going on with the crude oil. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have natural gas. Now, natural gas here, well, basically here, it was one good scalp here so far for me anyway. There just isn't really a whole lot of going on here, okay? So natural gas, you had a high of 1.95 and a low of 1.89. So not really a whole lot in a big inside day, okay? So basically an inside day, again, is your high and your low is in the center of the high and the low of the previous day, okay? It's in between. And then what we have here is we just have these SMAs, which are basically simple moving averages, okay? So when you look at the 8 SMA here, all it is the average over an 8-day period, the 21-day over 21-day period, 50-day over 50-day period, and so on and so forth, okay? So right now we don't have a whole lot. So what we want to do is we want to look today's high at 1.95 and then yesterday's high at 1.989, okay? That's going to be very, very key. And when you look at that, it lines up perfectly here with the 1.99. That was your resistance. Now, again, we can get above. You go to 204. We have 210. You have 212. And that's your price channel right there, that 212. Now, above that, this is the key level, which is 2.168. And then we have 2.275. Very, very key. That will be your upside target. Now, downside, watch that key 8 SMA here. Very, very crucial. That's 1.804. And then we have your 1.79. Now, those are your big support levels right there. But what you want to do is you always want to watch the previous days, the highs and the lows. So 1.98 is on the top, and at the bottom is 1.87. That's very, very key. We have that inside day where your high and low is on the inside of what that is. So run and watch that 1.87. If that is lost, then you can come down here to your 1.80, and then we have your 1.79. And then again, if that's lost, we just follow the candles down. But realistically, your big target here is going to be the 1.52. Now, your RSI here, well, that has plenty of room to go sideways. We had a nice a positive divergence here. So you look at a low here, you look at a really low. And then we have a really low here and a higher low. See, it's just the opposite of what the chart did, okay? Positive divergence. Now, it threw us off a little bit here because of this contract roll. When that contract rolled right over, and then we went sideways, and then she just dumped right on off here. So there was a little thing, but a little bit, indifference. However, it's still very much intact. Now, your MACD, oh, yeah, looking really good. Look at that. See? Green above your red, looking very good. Natural gas just is not in play today. Well, so far, as I say. Okay, so let's look at some other charts here. Okay. Here we had we have your tick chart here. We have a 1 minute, a 5 minute, and we have a 15 minute. Now you can see here when it turned here about a little bit after 7 o'clock, you can see where it started to rally up here. Okay, so you basically had a 1.89 low, and then we made a higher low here. Okay, at 1.9, and then we made another higher low here, 1.905. And then we just kept on going here sideways. But there isn't much movement, but there was enough here to take a scalp on the UNG. Okay, now UNG didn't really move a whole lot today, but in pre-market there, what did I get? I didn't get that much. I got like 25 cents out of it. So there wasn't a whole lot there. But, a scalp is a scalp. I don't want to try to do the cold KOLD here right now because right now here, I don't know. I just think that natural gas is going to work itself up. But anyway, here was your scalping. So you wait till your 7 o'clock area here, and then you could have got in and ran up here pretty good, pretty nice here, and then now just sideways. So I only had the one scalp today, didn't get that much out of it, but it was good enough for what it was, okay? So again, if you're scalp trading, which is basically day trading, okay? You want to buy the low and sell the high. That's all scalping is, okay? So you can use a tick, a 1, a 5, or in a 15 minute here. They work very, very good. If you want to slow the trade down, you can use a 5 and you can use a 15 minute because it all works the same here. See, so once you got down here to this low area here, okay, and then you can just see where it could rally right on up here. So you say, hey, I want to do more of a little bit of longer term trade. This is where you want to be. All right, let's look at an hourly and a 4-hour chart. Okay, here's your hourly chart and your 4-hour chart here. Now you can see here we had a nice good stair step going all the way up here. But you're holding this key level here at 1.89 here if you look at your price channel, and you have your 100-day right below that. Now again, if that is lost, I pointed out if you watched my video this morning, you want to watch the bottom of this candle. That's 1.87. That is your gap, okay, which will become your support level. And then what we want to do is look to the top of this candle here. That is your fill. That's sitting at 1.838. So we have your gap, okay, 1.87, and then we have your fill at 1.838. So that becomes support. You take your line, go right across, and then here this becomes support if you fill that gap. Okay, and then you can come all the way down to, say, bottom of this candle, 1.82, and then we have 1.81, and then right below it, you have your key 200 SMA here. So those would be your support levels here in the near term. But realistically, just watch that 1.89. That is very, very crucial. We just have some sideways action. Now, on the upside, you can see where you had that spike at went all the way up to 1.95. That's what you want to retest. If you can get above that, then we can just follow the candles here all the way up to 1.985. Here now on your 4-hour chart, it's pretty much the same thing. You had a really nice sell-off. You can see the old stair step. We put a bottom in, higher low, higher low. Now she's trying to rally up. And you're right there. If you look at that price channel, you're looking at 1.989, and then you have your price channel, 1.986. So realistically, you got to get above that. If you can, then we can just start stair-stepping all this here, and this comes all the way your resistance until you get back to that gap fill, okay, to that gap, I should say, and then your fill is up here. That's what you want to do. But right now, you need to climb above. But right now, you don't have a whole lot of action going on in natural gas here. But again, that's only just one day, and it's right now, the period of going on right now. Okay, let's take a look here at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil. This is a 1 minute and a 5 minute chart, okay? So these are really nice to trade. Now you can see how wild this thing got, okay? So we went all the way down here, okay, to your 77, 79, and then you rallied all the way on up here, okay, to your 79.49. All right, so then what we do is you put in a low here, but you held that key 200 days. So this is where you'd want to start scalping once you start getting this green candle here, okay? So this just zoomed right on up, and then she came down. And then I say, once it holds a 200-day, that's usually pretty good, where then you can take another scalp. But then she just fell right off the map. Now she's trying to rally up here again. So this is, crude oil has been really, really crazy. Now, again, all the oil ministers are coming out here with OPEC and say, yeah, we're going to maintain. And Russia's going to cut down, I guess, an extra 400,000 barrels a day. So they want to maintain that price, especially on the Brent. Okay, so that's what you always want to look at. Okay, so always take that kind of information in. So realistic, if you're cutting over 1 million barrels per day, plus you're going to add on cuts, that is going to be very, very key here going forward. You're going to keep the price up higher. So this is why it's been all really crazy here as far as the trading. So now what you're doing is you want to watch that 78.57 here. So if we can go higher, then we can start retesting all these levels all the way on up. Now here on your 5 minute chart, this shows you how a nice stair step, where if you don't want to trade this fast, you can always go on your 5 minute chart. Now see where you have your low here, okay, and then we have a higher low, and then we have a higher low, and now she's trying to rip right back up here again. So basically, if you just say, I'm just going to hold this, buy this here down in this level here, I'm going to buy the retest, and then just you can see how this is just going absolutely crazy here today, where this is a really good trading. Now, I scalped UCO here twice already here. I got over a point on UCO, which was very, very good because I'm trading 5,000 shares. So, you know, you got to go where the action. Right now in natural gas, the action isn't right in there, but it is in the old crude. So let's take a look here on a daily and a weekly. Okay, here we have your daily and your weekly. Now, you can see here with the way this candle is, okay? It came all the way down, and what was the low today? The low was 77.52, and you say, well, why did it stop at 77.52? Well, what you do is you follow the candles, okay? What do we have there for a low? 77.17, okay? Then what we do is, what do we have here? We have the high, 77.29, okay? Look at this candle right here, 77.51. You bring that right across, what do we have here? 77.52. So always look to the left of the chart, and you will find a candle here that's going to give you the support. So you have your 77.52 low, you right here. Your high is a 77.51. That is going to be your support levels here. So what you do, and if it goes lower than that, then we just look down to the next candle here. Then you start looking to your key levels, which are your SMA, simple moving averages, 77.17. And then if that's lost, we come over here to your 100-day at 76.71. But right now, okay, even though it came down, you held your 100, you held your 21-day, you're above your 77.87, your 200-day, and now you're back above your 8 SMA here, okay, at 78.31. So this candle right here is kind of like we'll have to see how it closes today, but that's an indecision candle, okay? So always look to the left of the chart, okay? That way you can see exactly, hey, if it loses this level here, the 8-day, well, then we look at the 200-day. If it loses that level, then we'll just figure out on the candles, all the way work yourself down exactly where the support levels are. And that's where it happened to be. And then she rallied up very, very nicely. Now here, on a weekly chart here, by the end of the week here, Friday, we want to make sure that it does hold that key 50 SMA, 77.77, and this 8 SMA here at 76.74. And then right below it, we have 76.48. If we can hold that on the week, we're very, very good. So now we're just so far, but today's only Tuesday, we have an inside week, okay? So it's basically your highs and lows are the inside of the highs and lows here of the previous week. But again, this is only Tuesday. We got another, 3.5 days of trading here, okay? So we don't want to get too excited about that. So you want to use the daily chart here. So always watch the key levels, which are your SMA, simple moving averages, okay? And then what you ought to do is watch the candlesticks, the highs, the lows, and the closing. That gives you good juice. Now, the market here is selling off today. Now, it's really no surprise, okay? So, here's one tip I'm going to give you real easy. Don't waste your time with the CNBC and the Bloombergs and all these talking heads. Remember, anybody who comes on that show or anybody who's going to give advice, they usually have an agenda. The agenda is to get the stock higher, okay, so they can dump it out and sell it to you. Or they're way on the bottom and they say, hey, I want to try to get some money here. Let me see if I get people interested in the stock. We'll rise that on up here and I can make money that way. So they always have an agenda. What doesn't have agenda is charts. What is this? This is nothing but lines and candles on a piece of paper. It has no reason to lie, has no reason to do anything. So over the weekend, I made a nice video. It's called Tips and Tricks. Okay, just watch that video. It gives you a lot of good information. And then about halfway through, I go through seasonality charts. Your Dow, your S&P, your NASDAQ, your oil, and your natural gas. Everything is right there. This is the time of seasonality where you're going to get that pullback, okay? Just take a look at the seasonality charts, and it tells you, okay? Charts have no reason to lie about anything, okay? They're just, lines and candles on a piece of paper. That's all it is, okay? So always remember, there's your tip of the day. All right, I'll have more for you on crude and natural gas here after the pick close here at 2:30. Thanks for watching.